Okay, we are on video 4 where we are going to talk about my favorite group of macromolecules, and those are the proteins. Again, I'm going to start with functions and then I'm going to move to the elements. And then I'll talk about their building blocks and what they do. So, the primary function of proteins is to build things. And I'm going to be more scientific and say build more tissues. They pretty much build everything from your muscles to your hair to antibodies. That's a buzzword, right? Proteins are important because they are channels in cell membranes, like little doorways for things to come in and out. I'll just simplify that into channels in cells, right? They're pretty much everything. I often joke and say, you being the students are a salty bag of proteins. Everything you are, everything you do is because of a protein. The other big job proteins have, besides being your big muscles, are that they are enzymes. Oops. Let me see here. They are. Ooh, I made that fancy. Enzymes. Oh, I'm glad I did that. It sticks out way better. And enzymes do chemical reactions. Which is, we wouldn't be alive if we didn't have enzymes to do these physical reactions, or chemical reactions, excuse me. So we absolutely need these to survive. Let's see what I did. All right, we're cool now. And so the elements of proteins, right, are, we can see here in the diagram, you've got carbon here, you've got hydrogen, these guys are oxygen, and we have this new one, which is nitrogen. So I'm going to write those out for you. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, right? Noticing a trend here? And then we add in this new player, nitrogen. Now, what's super important about nitrogen is you need to eat it to get it. You cannot inhale it, even though it's the most abundant gas in the atmosphere. Doesn't matter. You got to eat it. And you have to eat things that have nitrogen in them. The more nitrogen you get, the more easily you can build proteins. But we don't want to get too much. You have to have enough. There's the right amount. And so let's talk about that. So we take those elements and we break them down and we make these, we eat protein. So let's say you have a steak dinner. Delicious. Steak dinner, chew it up, swallow it, digest it, and you're going to break it down into these things called amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of proteins, and they bond together to make what we call peptides. Okay, so we need to know amino acids, and we need to know peptides, and we need to know nitrogen. Examples of biological proteins, again, so we're talking about enzymes. One of the more popular ones that gets a lot of kind of press time these days is lactase. Notice it ends in ASE. Lactase is an enzyme that breaks down lactose, those OSEs on the other pages. Yay! Yeah, so those are super important right now. And then we have foods high in protein. We're going to do meat, fish. I'll add tofu for the vegetarians in the crowd, right? And then we can combine special foods. But yeah, there you go. And those are proteins.